Thank you, Mr. Chairman, very much. I first want to offer my deepest condolences to the families of the victims of the Boeing crashes who are here today. Thank you for being here. And we're going to remember your family members every day that we're working on these issues. Your courage in fighting for a safer aviation system is inspiring, and it is going to make our committee accountable to you to make sure that we do the work that you want to see put in place for every family that flies in our country and around the globe. So I'm very grateful for your incredible work on these issues, and thank you for being here. Mr. Ortberg, thank you for being here today and your work over the past several months to improve Boeing's safety culture and improve lines of communication with workers. I want to discuss that safety culture and the importance of labor representation in key engineering decisions. So I want to get straight to the point. Mr. Ortberg, does Boeing currently have a single representative of workers on its board of directors?
No, sir.
Do you agree that it's a problem that the engineers and aerospace professionals responsible for designing and manufacturing the planes are excluded from boardroom decision-making?
Senator, as I mentioned, we have a process where we do have the union membership come and meet with our Aerospace Safety Committee of our Board of Directors on an annual basis to discuss with the board any issues that they see, whether they're safety-related or any other related issues. They also have access to me and the management of the organization.
Yeah, well, again, I think that all of the communication should be much more frequent and direct, and that's why the Board of Directors is such a focal point, because obviously you and the other executives have to deal with the Board of Directors on an ongoing basis. In Boeing's 2025 proxy statement, it identifies 7 directors with expertise in safety. So let's take a closer look at those directors with supposed safety expertise. One board member with, quote, safety expertise was, up until her retirement yesterday, the CEO of Duke Energy, and was previously a senior partner at Arthur Andersen, the accounting firm indicted following the Enron scandal. And another board member with, quote, safety expertise is the CEO of a biopharma company, who previously served on the board of directors of Norfolk Southern and spent nearly 2 decades at Morgan Stanley. Mr. Ortberg, in your view, do those board members have, quote, safety expertise?
Senator, those board members provide a very, very good input on safety. Now, the safety is not aerospace safety, I granted, but for us to be able to learn on how pharma treats safety is very interesting to have board members who can provide different perspectives on how they treat safety in their different industries. Clearly, the energy industry, how they treat safety is very important to their business. And so we view having a diverse set of inputs into that helps us think through and benchmark what are other people doing in this area to see if there's better ways for us to do it.
In my opinion, using that as the criteria, Duke Energy or Biopharma, makes every person in America a safety expert. They could bring the perspective of their industry into your boardroom. And I just think that that's absolutely not accurate. That there has to be a particular expertise about the aerodynamics that are at the heart of your industry, and that's a very, very specialized kind of safety knowledge. So there's no way that these board members should qualify as safety experts any more than any other industry should. And I recognize that Boeing has added a couple of individuals with real expertise and experience flying planes and overseeing important organizations over the past few years. But Boeing's board still includes numerous financial professionals and no representatives from its workforce. Financial engineering and real engineering never the twain shall meet, just two different concepts altogether. So let me address this from a different perspective. The FAA has delegated authority to Boeing to conduct certain safety and compliance oversight on its design and manufacturing processes. In return for that delegation, the public should be confident that Boeing is prioritizing safety at all levels of the organization. But without representation of workers on its board of directors, Boeing is still flying blind because you don't have the workers there on the board giving the insights that the board should hear about whatever safety defects are potentially going to rise. And again, the board should not be shielded from hearing this directly. So, Mr. Ortberg, do you agree that companies like Boeing that have been delegated, you've been delegated the oversight authority by the FAA, you're given essentially a take-home exam that you shouldn't include representatives of the workers on the board of directors to make sure that you're hearing their voices on an ongoing basis?
Senator, at every board meeting, we have an Aerospace Safety Committee meeting that goes through all safety-related issues. That input comes from anywhere in the company, including our labor workforce. So I do believe that the message is coming through. I think the message is analyzed, and the board takes it very, very seriously.
Well, from my perspective, that's not enough. That the board members themselves should be hearing from a worker with expertise in safety issues. So they're hearing it directly in every board meeting, what the concern is that workers may have. And I think it's a fair trade, to be honest with you. Boeing receives some authority to self-regulate while creating structures on its board to ensure that it is prioritizing safety and not profits. And that's why today I am introducing the Safety Starts at the Top Act, which will require major aerospace manufacturers that have been delegated regulatory oversight from the FAA to include multiple labor representatives and safety experts on their board of directors. Safety must start at the top, and the top is Boeing's board of directors. Safety must be in the room. Expertise must be in the room, and I'm looking forward to working with my colleagues to ensure that that kind of representation is on the board. And I thank you, Mr. Chairman. I thank you, Mr. Chairman, for your indulgence.
Senator Markey, thank you.